Well, I feel like more relaxed after ApplyPass because before I was spending all my energy doing applications, and the the rejection didn't motivate me to study.
Hey, this is Kevin Landucci with ApplyPass. Like when you think of just your job search, what what do you maybe like talking about the most, or what did you find the most interesting? Just the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Well, I like to talk about strategies
Okay.
because during these past 7 months, it's been really hard, especially because it's my first position as software engineer.
Hmm.
And I am really excited about how to demonstrate my skills, my new skills. But it's challenging to being constantly applying and
Hmm.
receive like once in a while interviews. So that is the most important thing. I think the strategy to first read what is the company, really like understand what are the role
Hmm.
and what the company is looking for, and also mm, like catch their attention for with a single thing, like change your name like a crazy name. That is something that maybe do double downs to see if somebody can help you to pass that to the top of, for example, the 10 most people. And I think the resume is something really important because I'm I guess recruiter have like 1,000 people for every job, and they don't have a lot of time to really go deep into each person.
Hmm.
So the chance you get on top of everybody is really hard.
Right. So somebody who's, but you've had engineering jobs before, so maybe the thing is that you have kind of some experience that you could say is relevant to software engineering, like being a data analyst, but you're trying to kind of like get your, is it that you were trying to get your foot in the door in like a new role?
Yes, I used to be a data analyst, and now I'm applying to a software engineer. I would like to get a position in front end or back end or full stack engineer.
Right. Okay. So how did you, do you ever like, for strategies, do you ever think, how much do I apply to each of those positions? Because you only have so much energy, and you could put like all of it into back end or all of it into front end or all of it into full stack. How do you decide like how much energy to put into each type of position just when you're on your own?
When, well, before I just did easy applies a lot.
On
Just
LinkedIn?
click because I thought maybe if I apply to 1,000
Yeah.
job roles, I will get the possibility to to get one interview.
Hmm.
But sometimes when I really like a company,
Hmm.
I try to change a little bit my resume. If it's in the back end, I try to focus my project or my experience as software engineer,
Hmm.
describing how I did like a REST APIs, or how I contribute in a project developing the um, database or
Hmm.
something like that. And when I am in the front end, I use my OSP project, which is a front end complete project and product that is available for people to use.
So you're customizing your resume every time for every application?
Right now, I have one general with my
Nice.
OSP
Yeah.
that it's focused on the front end.
Nice.
And in my projects, I focus in the back end because right now I'm applying for full stack positions.
Nice.
But if I really, really go in like excited about a job, I have one that is a little bit more focused in the back end, and I have another that is a little bit focused in the front end.
So you're being pretty intentional about the types of apps that you're sending to companies. So you're probably taking a lot of time to do that. Maybe like if you're not doing easy apply and you find a company you really like and you're customizing your resume for that company, how long do you think that takes to like send the
I
app?
haven't spent 4 hours in one application.
4 hours. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
is so hard to believe. So, um, uh, it might feel like I don't know if you recorded how many jobs you applied to, like on Easy Apply or anything like that, but what's your kind of guess for like how many you applied to, like the manual way, and then like how many interviews you got from that?
Okay. Between easy apply and hard applies,
Yeah.
I have been doing more than 1,500, but in
Wow.
7 months. Like
7 months,
my
1,500.
job is to apply.
Yes. How many
And
interviews?
I last year I got like 2 interviews, 2 phone screen, and this year I got 3 phone screen and 2 interviews.
Right. Right. Is a phone screen a separate interview or a phone screen is a second round?
Separate.
Separate?
Hmm.
Okay. So you got like five this year, two last year. So like seven,
Yeah. Hmm.
seven out of 1,500. Okay. That's cool. And then how did you find out about ApplyPass?
Well, I was checking my email one day and I read strategies your to find a job, and I read the post, and everything makes sense, and I like it because every strategy point have an example, so it was really
Mm,
easy to digest and apply to myself. So
nice.
that's something that I like it, and then I click and check the video, and I like it too.
Nice. Did you have any hesitations? Like, this looks cool. It's helpful. I like this post, but I don't know. Was there anything like holding you back from signing up at the beginning at that point?
No, honestly, no. I just
Nice.
every step. I haven't read the same strategy over and over, but
Yeah.
this time it was like, oh, I think now it start to make more sense. I don't know, it was for the examples
Mhm.
or the language, it was clear. So it was like, I knew this is true, but also I have an example and extra help. So I
Nice.
just
Yeah.
went and signed up.
This time it clicked. Okay. Nice.
Exactly.
And then, what was your experience like on ApplyPass in terms of the kind of interviews or success that you had on there?
Well, I feel like more relaxed after ApplyPass because before I was spending all my energy doing applications, and the the rejection didn't motivate me to study. So
Nice.
now having getting the help to do the application, I can just focus on learn, and when I get an application, I just gonna show what I am doing every day. That is no applications anymore.
Right. So you get to study on
And
pairing. Sorry, keep going. I
also,
did not mean to interrupt. Keep going.
ah,
I didn't
sorry.
mean to interrupt.
And also, I believe I receive like notifications on my email
Mhm.
during different time of the day. So I think that will be helpful because maybe the applications that ApplyPass is doing for me are first the ones that I will do it every time at the same time. So I may feel like I can get more chance to receive an application, an interview.
Yeah, because those job applications get saturated so fast. It's nice that the apply pass system can get your application in before it gets saturated and they have too many candidates. And it's nice for you to be able to focus on preparing for interviews as opposed to trying to get interviews. That's what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. How many interviews have you gotten from apply pass?
I have been getting 2 phone screen and 2 interviews.
Nice. So four, and then
Four.
how long have you been using it?
I haven't used it for 2 months.
So 4 in 2 months compared to and sending zero applications. So you've
Sending
done
zero application, yes.
4 interviews in 2 months from sending zero applications, as opposed to 7 interviews in 7 months sending 1,500 applications. And a lot of time, taking a lot of time to send those applications sometimes.
And frustration.
Yeah. Oh man. How are the interviews going now that you're getting more time to prepare? Like, have you noticed? Yeah. What have you noticed, if anything at all, that's different about your actual interviews now that you're doing this last couple 2 months?
Mm, well, the first 2 applications that I got was really quickly.
Hmm.
So I will tell you the difference. Like if I get a new interview because I haven't have 2 months of studying,
Mm-hmm.
But when I got that interview, I was just starting the ApplyPass.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the same as before.
Right.
I write my narrative, and also I go through my resume.
Mm-hmm.
And last week I have an interview, a resume review with one of your team,
Yeah.
and it helped me to. Um, uh, he passed me like resume template.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a template where, for example, recruiters can easily read my my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And also he just asked me, can you explain me with your words, what is your resume about? And
Mm-hmm.
that clicked me like, okay, I don't.
Yeah.
And I just went back to my projects. I read the code and I rewrite my bullet points, and
Mm.
that made me uh, a clear like, tell me about yourselves answer, because I will tell you more about the project, about how I grow or how I start to be a software engineer.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, you are a software engineer. You've been a software engineer for a while. It was really nice to talk to you today and learn about your job search journey. So great job, Francis.
Thank you so much.
All right. Cool.